You have to mobilize the women. The women are the missing piece. The women are the womb carriers, and Earth is womb. Women and nature share a common history. Feminine consciousness is the consciousness of seasons, of cycles, of life. Women naturally know how to be in harmony. We have the rhythms and the cycles in our bodies. You have to make it as normal, to give back to nature as it currently is, to take it for granted. Can you imagine what that actually means? That is a complete consciousness shift from what I'm calling a consumer species to a restorer species. That's turning ourselves inside out to recognize, be willing to recognize we have taken everything for granted. That is the mindset that we've been brought into. We're now standing at a precipice, waking up to what's our actual responsibility, what's our actual capacity as a species. Are we going to continue and destroy, or are we going to have this radical awakening? Women have to remember who and what we really are. Feminine consciousness has to be reinstated, or it's over. End of transmission. Women have to remember who and what we really are. What the hell are we? Because we're sure as hell not what we've been taught we are. Then I met an amazing guy, the Dalai Lama's Thangka painter, Romeo Shrestha, and he was hunting for goddesses. And I was like, why are you hunting for goddesses? And he said there is an ancient Tibetan myth that when 1,000 goddesses gather, the divine feminine will be rebirthed through their combined energies. And this light went on, and I was just like, oh my God, why are you looking for like actresses and models and all the rest of us? That's all of us. That is every woman. Every woman wears the goddess's face. We are all here as her if we can remember who and what we really are. When 1,000 goddesses gather, when enough of us can come together, drop out of our egos, be willing to open to the greaterness of ourselves, we can become a birthing circle for a new consciousness. It's not woo-woo, we actually have to do it. The forest is an amazing metaphor for this. And I believe that if we actually learn from the forest, we may have a chance. We all know now that the forest floor is this incredible, interwoven, interdependent dance between the trees that roots themselves and the mycelial network, where the fungus and the roots are basically consistently in communication, that all the trees are supporting each other. If anyone's in difficulty, the others flood their nutrients through this network to hold it up. If a tree is dying, if it's going to give up, it will just flood itself back in. If there's pests at one end of the forest, they will communicate to each other. Because in a forest, everybody is holding everybody up. Everybody is taking care of each other. If a tree comes down, there's a gap in the canopy. The wind can get in and start uprooting and changing the system in there. Trees aren't competing with each other in a forest the way that we thought they were competing with each other. They are basically a model for resilience, for brilliance, through unconditional love, through absolute care, and we are all in this together. So if we are going to discover what it means to be women, if we're going to redefine sisterhood, which is basically, I think, the path through, because we have to find that safety that Chantal was talking about, that safety with each other that allows us to really become what we are, like risk bringing our vulnerability, our messiness, our strength, our beauty, everything that we're used to suppressing in order to be the thing that is safe for everybody. Oh, am I enough? Is this okay? Does everybody like me? It's like we've got to move into the place of, can I look at you and invite the more of you? Can I look at you and invite the more of you? Can you be with me and invite the more of me? Together, can we hold each other up? Can we become a sisterhood that can actually birth a new consciousness, because a new consciousness is needed? We can either look at each other from our insecurity and our need to feel safe, or we can blast that out of the way and risk just standing there and saying, okay, where is she in you? Where is the you that I know is in there, who can call forth the me that I know is in here, so that together we can have a completely radical experience between us, because we're inviting it, we're invoking it, we're a stand for nothing less than the most that can happen in this moment between us. I'm going to swear. I am shit scared of climate change. I mean, I'm terrified. I don't like being hungry. I don't like being cold. I don't I don't like a world that is going crazy. I like things to be secure. They're not, and they're not going to be. And that calls forth something in me. There is a point where you have to look at what's going on and realize that a gauntlet is being thrown down to us from life, and life is saying, really? What are you as a species? Who are you as a species? Who are we as women? We get to define it. What we've been told we are is not it. It is not it. How can the masculine even know how to show up if the feminine's lost herself? The masculine, God bless them, and God bless that in ourselves. This is an inherited mess for all of us. We're just doing what we've been taught. Okay, it's not working. It's done its time. What comes now has to come from the feminine. Has to come from the feminine. The masculine can't put the feminine back on her throne. Only we can do it. And we have to do it. And we have to do it together. We have to do it for each other. We have to take those strides for each other. And that can be beautiful and that can be incredible. And that's what gives me hope. Because we have no idea what we're capable of. None. We're severed from here. It's like when this creates lives. Science doesn't even understand how the hell we do that. We don't know how we do that. We have no idea what we're capable of. That gives me hope. We don't know what we can do with our minds. We don't know what we can do with our psyches. We don't know what we can do with our hearts. Give yourselves to each other. Dare in every interaction when you meet somebody new, look for her. Look for her. And if she's going, go, I'm waiting. Or maybe just go, I'm waiting, depending on how sarcastic you're feeling in the moment.